When it comes to fantasy films, they don't get much bigger than The Hobbit.
Yeah, today we have one of the inhabitants of Middle-earth with us here on the couch, Richard Armitage, better known as Thorin Oakeshield, the Dwarf King. Richard, thanks for coming today.
Thanks for having me.
Look, it's a great film. Did you love being a part of this?
Yeah, I mean, I was a huge fan of the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and this book has been in my life since I was 12 years old. It was read to me in primary school, so it was such an honour to be asked to come and play a character. I didn't realise I'd be playing a dwarf.
Because you're quite tall for a dwarf. There's a lot of CGI.
You look like a dwarf.
Tall for a dwarf, yes. But interestingly enough, when we filmed, we actually got bigger. I had lifts in my shoes, and our costumes made us bigger versions of ourselves, which I think was very useful for feeding that dwarf ego, because they have big egos.
They do, don't they? The big eaters and have big egos.
Just on the costumes, I cannot believe you spent 4 hours a day in hair and makeup.
Yeah, and usually we were on set for
I think we
8
spend a long
o'clock.
time in hair and makeup.
We spent
4 hours.
2.5 a day.
3 tops.
We were in the makeup chair at maybe 4:30 in the morning, 270 times.
Do you do a little sleep when you get there? Just stay asleep and just put the stuff on me?
You know what? It is quite hard to fall asleep because they're working on your face. If you kind of nod off, it makes it very difficult. But I kind of meditated a little bit.
Oh, no. Now you spent, of course, it's shot in fabulous New Zealand, or as we call it, you know, Hobbitville, and you worked with the great man himself, Peter Jackson, and it's such a great thing. I mean, do you try? I mean, I've read about you online. You're a really great method actor. Do you like to stay in character as much?
Yeah, I mean, particularly with this role, because the costumes were so heavy and we were so hot and uncomfortable, you just had to be very concentrated. So I used to take myself off into a corner and just focus on what I was doing next, because if someone talks to you and you break your train of thought, it can be quite difficult.
Because hearing about the trilogy prior to this, I mean, they all sound like they had a rollicking good time, and they all got tattoos. And
oh, we had a good time.
Yeah, you had a good time.
We didn't get tattoos though, but we got some dwarf rings to sort of make our bonds together.
Oh, lovely. Now, you stayed in character. Is that because you were the serious one? I mean, all the others were having a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, I tried to give Thorin a sense of humour. He has a burden on his shoulders, and it was hard to make him laugh, but we did fight. I mean, Graham and I, Graham plays Dwalin, we played table tennis a lot in the back of the set. So
in your dwarf outfit?
In character. Which is, yeah,
so
that was where I got my kicks.
You've also done Captain America, and you've done this. I mean, a lot of big action films. Is that where you want to sort of push yourself? Because I know you're also musical theatre trained. You were loving that Broadway piece we just did there, and you were giving me all the information on the Tony Awards. Yeah,
yeah, that's where I come from. I come from a kind of musical theatre physical background, and all I ever did was theatre, really. So there was a desire to go back and do some theatre this year or next year.
Perhaps a musical? Perhaps Matilda?
Maybe a musical, who knows, yeah.
How about The Hobbit, the musical?
Hobbit, I've already been in Hobbit, the musical.
Have you really?
Yeah, when I was 13, there was a production in Birmingham with a full stage production of songs. And
who did you play in that?
I was an elf, and the dragon was made of paper-mâché, so...
oh, the budget back then was just not the same, is it?
Yeah.
Peter Jackson didn't have the money back then when he was directing that. No, just the paper-mâché.
Now, the next instalment, can you give us any inside information?
I haven't...
Because it's quite tightly...
I haven't seen it.
Finished filming? Have you finished the trilogy now?
We go back and we shoot for 10 weeks. We've got the Battle of the Five Armies to shoot, which you'll see in movie 3. I haven't seen a single frame of movie 2. Obviously, I've seen all of the characters, but I think seeing the dragon in its full glory will be...
Yeah, Smaug. Yeah, that's going to be epic. Mate, what a thrill to have you here. We actually have 2 fans who tweeted me who came from Perth and Adelaide, I think. And I dragged them off the rainy street. So would you mind going over and getting a photo with them just after this? Is that all right?
Not at all.
You're an absolute gentleman. The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey is out on DVD today, not just for nerds and geeks, an awesome film. So go and get it. And it's in ultraviolet, and I have no idea. Richard told me that it means it's on a cloud. Mate, thanks for coming. We can't wait to see the rest of the movie.
Thank you very much. Lovely.